It's time to crown a new king and queen of archery. After a 3-month hiatus for the Rio Olympics, World Archery's World Cup season finally concludes in Denmark. This year, with just 3 tour stops to qualify for the World Cup finals, the cream of the crop rose to the top and secured the 7 spots coveted by so many. Joined now by some Great Danes, the field is set for another fascinating finals here at the King's Garden in the heart of Odense, located in the heart of Denmark. This lush green garden spot, best known for producing the legendary author Hans Christian Andersen, will now produce World Cup champions. Odense is named after the Norse god Odin, and the men and women who ultimately stand atop the podium today will feel like gods, living out a fairy tale ending. Merhaba, hola, ni hao, bonjour, bon dia, konnichiwa, grüezi, privyet, shalom, annyeonghaseyo, guten tag, dzień dobry, buongiorno, good day, mates, and good day, as we say here in Denmark. Welcome to World Archery's 2016 World Cup Finals, coming to you live from the 3rd largest city in Denmark, located on the Garden Isle of Fyn, where we bid you good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Whatever time it may be, wherever you may be in this big wide world of ours, we are glad to have you with us on Archery TV. I'm Carl Archie, along with Zach Garrett from the United States, as we get set for the semifinals and then the matches to determine the top archers in men's and women's recurve here in Denmark. You were out on the field this morning, Zach. What was it like? What are the conditions like here in Denmark at the King's Garden?
I mean, we have a pretty good venue here. It's really pretty, and the wind was a little tricky. I've heard some stuff about it earlier, but I didn't really see any issues. I had a few left arrows that I think may have been caused by the wind, but supplemented by myself, as is
a master craftsman never blames his tools, right?
Exactly.
Well said. We get set now for the start of the women's semifinals and Wujia, Korea. And for those of you joining us on World Archery for the first time, Archery TV, this is how the game is played. 5 sets per match, 3 arrows per archer per set. And they're shooting at 70 meters at a target that's not very big at all, about 122 centimeters. 2 points awarded for winning a set, 1 point for a tie. The first archer to score 6 points or more wins the match and moves on to the finals. If there's a tie, there'll be a 1-arrow shoot-off between the 2 archers. There you get a good look at Jae Sun, #1 in the world, and looking for, I would say, I don't know, maybe is it fair to say she's looking for redemption after not performing as well as she would like, obviously, at the Olympics in Rio?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure she's looking for a little bit of redemption. Actually, was that the only match that she's lost in international competition?
I believe so, yeah.
So, I mean, that's a pretty solid record. I'm sure she's coming back and really hoping to win this. She doesn't really have anything to prove, but maybe prove it to herself a little bit.
So Jae Sun taking on Wujia Jin. We'll give you her statistics and background information in just a moment. Just about ready to start the opening set here in the semifinals. And Jae Sun of Korea to shoot first on target number 2. The target 70 meters downrange. A little bit of shade and a little bit of shadows cast on them right now as Wujia Jin draws it back. The 19-year-old ranked 20th in the world. Lets her first shot fly, and it strays out into the 7 ring.
Something to watch is how Jae always has really quick timing. And that's the biggest thing under competitive stress. That was the biggest thing to focus on in the Olympics, is anytime you saw someone's timing getting longer, the arrows started going further and further out. If you can keep it quick and consistent, then even when you're stressed or nervous, your arrows will go toward the middle.
Best not to stay at full draw too long.
Yes, exactly. Especially if there is any wind, that'll become extra important.
So the set already belongs to Jae Sun of Korea with those 27 points. There was no chance for Wujia Jin to catch her, so the first set goes to Jae Sun, and she leads it 2-0 after posting arrows of 9, 10, and 8. And she could put up that 8 with her third shot. She had already built a rather sizable lead. Jamie Sun, #1 in the world, as we said. She lost in the quarterfinals to Alejandra Valencia of Mexico and finished 8th in Rio. Of course, losing to Alejandra Valencia, there's no shame there. She had a great Olympic Games, I thought.
I think so. She has been a great shooter since she's come onto the international circuit, and Rio was really no different. The Olympics are funny. Strange things happen. People go out who you don't expect, and that's just the game.
And it happens so fast, doesn't it, Zach?
It does. You know, at any international competition, the finals especially seem to go quick, but every match at the Olympics is like a finals match, just like every match here is like a finals match. And you can lose track of yourself and end up at the end of the match.
And maybe it's just one arrow that throws you off course, too.
Yep. That's totally possible.
So Jamie Sun, #1 in the world, an incredible 88% winning percentage. Won the World Cup final last year in Mexico City, trying to defend that title here in Denmark. Already has a 2-0 lead in the match over Wu Jiajin, who starts out strong here in the second set.
Sometimes it just takes an end to find the center.
Kind of a feeling out period, right?
A little bit. Sometimes you don't have an end to spare, though.
That's a good point. Yeah. You can get out of the gate in a hurry to your advantage, and that's what's happened here in the second set for Wu Jiajin, leading by 1 as she lets the second shot fly. Just off to the left, but still in the yellow rings. And Che is good as gold. Now we're tied at 19-all here in the second set. Caught that line. Gets the higher value. Chance for Jamie Sun, though, to take the set with a 10. Instead, it's out in the red rings. And the set belongs to Wu Jiajin. And all of a sudden, just like that, we are tied. Wu Jiajin, a first-time finalist. As we mentioned a moment ago, Jamie Sun, the defending World Cup final champion from a year ago in Mexico City. And Wu Jiajin, 19 years old, the youngest of the 8 women who started the day here on Recurve Sunday. Still in it, still contending for a trophy. No medals here, trophies for those who get into the next round, or past the semifinals, I should say.
And no matter what the ladies do here, they'll be shooting for a trophy. So that's a good feeling.
So we're tied at 2 apiece after Wu Jiajin started off that second set with a 10, followed it up with a pair of 9s. Only 1 10 in this second set for Jamie Sun. Jamie Sun getting to the semifinals by virtue of a 7 win over Tuyana Dorjeva this morning, 7-1. And Wu Jiajin defeating Ksenia Parova of the Russian Federation as well, 7-3.
9.
It looks like Jay's finally moving her sight. She's been low for every shot this match. Just decided to move it.
8.
我觉得整体上可以稍稍往左边调一点。
10.
Builds on that advantage. After the 9, follows up with a 10. Wu Jiajin needing a 10 to keep pace.
8.
Instead, falls further behind.
动作还是不错的哈。
So that set belongs to Chami's son.
收住稳住。
9.
When you're in a situation like that, Zach, and you know already that you've dropped that set, that third arrow, it's not meaningless to you, is it?
No, definitely not meaningless. Oftentimes, the third arrow in a set you know you've lost is just an opportunity to regain yourself and build for the next set. So I think that was our goal, was to just put one in the middle and be ready for the next set.
Try to get back on track.
Exactly.
Maybe do a little experimenting too.
Maybe.
Have a
Maybe.
trial balloon, send it up, see what happens. See which way the wind's blowing.
May as well.
Good look at the crowd here in Denmark on a gorgeous, and I do mean gorgeous, autumn afternoon in late
Oh, it's
September.
absolutely beautiful.
The gods smiled on all of us in archery. Gave us great weather this weekend. Good weather yesterday, even better weather today. And the Danes know what's coming. Winter is on its way, so they're enjoying it.
Yeah. I don't think that these same people will be in T-shirts for much longer.
No, don't think so. I'm not sure well, you will be down in
I
Chula
will
Vista.
be, yeah.
Yes.
San Diego's usually pretty kind. I don't know. In the winter it gets about 50, so maybe I'll put on a long sleeve shirt.
Well, you grew up in Missouri, so you appreciate the good weather in San
yeah.
Diego and Chula
I
Vista.
definitely do. I've paid 18 years of bad weather dues.
I'm right there with you. We grew up on opposite sides of the state.
There we
And the
go.
weather's just as bad on both sides in the winter.
You get a little further south and it's okay.
Like New Orleans.
再调一点，这个非常好。
Now that arrow hit in the exact same spot as your last one.
9.
Matched by Chami's son.
收住稳住，不急。
The Chinese archer trying to battle back, tie the match up. Needs to win this set. And might be well on her way.
因为不贪不急，打好自己手上的线，
9.
稳住。
There's that quick shot you were talking about. Doesn't
Exactly.
take a lot of time.
No, it's always really quick, and that's why she's so consistent.
坚定稳住。
In set
收
system, the
住
most consistent shooter will generally win. However, you really only have to be on when
动作其实打的是真好，
on when you need to
自
be,
己
I
感觉是
guess.
吧？
You have to know when to shoot well, so you can afford a bad shot.
10 to win. 10.
And there's the 10.
There she goes.
And she takes the set and she takes the match. The 8 left Wu Jiajin very vulnerable. She had started off strong with a 9 and a 10. She looked like she was in a good spot.
I thought that she would have come back in that set, but Jamie Sun closes the door.
That left the door open for Chami's son. She took advantage, walked right through, and so she will be in the championship match. Against whom we are about to find out. Chami's son looking, as we said, for redemption after being eliminated in the quarterfinals in in Brazil, Rio, the Olympic Games just a month ago. She was the favorite for the gold medal going down to Brazil. Didn't work out that way, so a chance here to gain a bit of redemption as she congratulates Wu Jiajin, who shot well here in her first appearance at a World Cup final event. So the 19-year-old from China going to the bronze medal match, or I should say the
Semifinal.
match to determine who finishes third.
Bronze trophy match.
Bronze trophy, yeah. Very cool trophies.
Oh, very.
Yeah, just has
At the young age of 22, she is scratched.
Yesterday I saw the compound archers got books from our
Yes.
from our famous author.
yes, Hans Christian Andersen. I know you're quite familiar with his works,
Definitely.
Yes.
Number 1 representing Chinese.
being the well-read man from Missouri that you are.
This place is cool. There's statues of him and his characters all over. I really like this town.
It's a great city.
It's a
Really
beautiful
is.
city.
Korea. She has been to 2 Olympics and come away from
So we have seen Chae Sun. Now we see Kibo Bae,
ever wants to mess with her.
the Olympic champion from 2012 in London,
Korea.
and the bronze medalist from Rio, Kibo Bae, who lost in the semifinals to her other Korean teammate, Chung Hee-jin, who went on to win the gold medal, and ironically enough is not even here at the World
Not
Cup
present.
final,
Nope.
which is speaks, I guess, to the strength of the Korean team and the
Definitely.
competition within.
Definitely speaks to their depth. That's why they're so good year after year. They have a lot of really talented athletes, and they train harder than anybody. So. And it's also a testament to peaking when it's necessary.
At the right time.
Rising to the occasion.
Tan Ting, though, fully capable
Definitely.
of challenging Kibo Bae. Tan Ting,
Expect this to be a very close match.
the archer from Chinese Taipei, 22 years old and ranked 2nd in the world. Had the 4th best qualifying score in Rio with a 656. So they both start off with an 8.
9.
哎呀，还在高12.96
Getting。closer to the center. Let's see how quickly Kibo Bae releases this shot.
Maybe a bit longer than she would have liked.
As a result, she's a point behind with 1 arrow to go, and the set belongs to Tan Ting. Tan for 10. So a 1-point margin of victory in the set for Tan Ting, who won her quarterfinal match 6-4 over Maya Yeager. Very well shot match between those two. And Kibo Bae with a 6-2 win over Gwendolina Sartori of Italy in the quarterfinals earlier today in the morning session.
Defeated the crowd favorite Maya Yeager from Denmark in a very
Kibo Bae
6-4. And that
deep in thought right now. She gets set for the 2nd set. You take a look at the arrows. 70 meters away.
Not a very big 10 for 70 meters, is it?
No, no.
We sure do hit it often enough, though. Makes it hard.
You have 20/20 eyesight, by the way?
I think it's something
Somewhere
around
in there?
2015.
2015?
Yeah.
Okay.
Brady and I both have pretty good eyes.
Oh, okay, good.
But it's not like that all the time. Not everybody has great eyes in the sport of archery. I think that's a common misconception, actually.
So trailing 2-0, Kibo Bae will shoot first over on target 2 as the wind starts to rustle through the leaves on those trees surrounding the King's Garden. Kibo Bae averaging 9.3 points per arrow, comes up with a 9. Surprising.
Very. Maybe a back and forth match.
Tan Ting finished 5th in Rio. 3 spots ahead of Kibo Bae. Tan Ting making the adjustment, but still trailing by 2. And Kibo Bae can secure this set. And does. Puts the set away with a 10. Solid shot. And again, an example of situation where Tan Ting knows it's out of reach.
Exactly,
But
but she's
using that
just
third
getting
shot.
ready for the last set. I've never seen someone not shoot their 3rd arrow, regardless of the circumstance. It's so valuable to be able to shoot that shot and at least convince yourself that you're in a good spot still. You can still do this. So it's very important for Tan Ting there.
There you see the scores for Tan Ting.
Tanya Ting was part of
Match tied at 2 apiece right now.
gold medal at the Shanghai 2016
Tan Ting making her first trip to the World Cup Finals. Of course, Kibo Bay has been here before. This is her 4th World Cup Final appearance.
has placed her here at the World Cup final.
Won 2 gold medals in London, team and individual. Then the bronze medal a month ago in Rio. Kibo Bay, who started shooting in 1998 and didn't really start competing on the international scene until 2010.
2010.
So 12 years in the making.
All right. I was 3 in 98.
Uh-huh.
So maybe a little bit before
Let's
my
do the
time.
math here, Zach Aaron. And then we threw you out there and said swim.
Okay.
Exactly.
Hey!
Bingo. Tanya Ting back in the center ring.
Nine.
That is what Tanya Ting is fully capable of. One arrow after another.
And once she finds her groove, she'll be in there.
9.
A 10 right here would put it out of reach. Did she catch the line?
That's really close. Hard to say.
That will bear close scrutiny after this shot by Kibo Bay.
Either way, it's Tanya Ting's. A
Yep.
bit of a back and forth match, isn't it?
Scoring set 29 for Tanya Ting, 28 for Kibo Bay. It is now 4 set points to 2 in favor of 10.
So the archer from Chinese Taipei goes back up on top by 2, 4-2. As Kibo Bay works through it in her mind between the sets. The mind game probably as or more important than the physical aspect of all this.
It's at least as important. I do as much more mental preparation for a tournament than physical. Yeah, you have to have your head in the right spot or you're not going to do well. So in these up and down matches, you have to be able to cope. You have to be able to get yourself back up again, no matter what happens. So it's hard.
So you project yourself being down maybe 4-2 in a match or something like
maybe.
that. And how am I going to react to that?
Exactly. The best thing you can do is, no matter what's going on, just remember that, like, this venue, the announcers, the opponent even is more of a distraction than anything. You have to focus on yourself and execute to the best of your ability.
Kibo Bay has certainly been in this spot before.
Yeah,
So is Tanya Ting. She knows how to close it out.
Yeah. And they both know what I'm talking about.
Look at determination on the face of Kibo Bay. Doesn't work out though. As that shot flew on her, flew high into the 8 ring.
Common trend.
Eight's not the place you want to be. Not in a match like this. That's more like it for
There we go.
Kibo Bay.
Okay,
9
there
or 10 on the line.
I think that's a
Very
9.
close.
9.
Critical shot right here. Not knowing whether that second shot was a 10 or not. That is definitely a 9. Now, the question is it a 9 or is it a 10?
It's hard to tell from here. Always anxiously waiting for those line calls. From there, you can pretty clearly see that's a 9.
If it is that 9, and we think it is, great camera work by our crew from Hit the Roof Productions getting in there. But it looked pretty clearly as though it was out. So the set would belong to Kibo Bay, and the seesaw battle would go back and forth again, and we'd be tied up at 4-all. There's another good look at it. So close.
It's funny to think that millimeters at 70 meters
Right.
are what determines the, it means everything.
Yeah.
Those millimeters.
So we're tied at 4-all. Had that been just a little bit of skosh more to the right, match might be over now. Still up in the air. We're tied at 4-all. Two great competitors. Tan Yating taking the first crack at it. Advantage Miss Key.
Bit of a rough draw on that arrow.
Confident look on the face of Kibo Bay, but that sails wide right. They can split. This could be headed for a shoot-off. As Tan Yating contemplates the situation, takes her time, draws it back, releases. And I'm sure that's a disappointing shot for her, because now she's allowed Kibo Bay the luxury of just shooting an 8 to win the match.
8 to win. 9.
It will be an all-Korean final.
That match was a battle for both archers.
They went back and forth. Tan Yating took the first set, Kibo Bay the second. Tan Yating the third, Kibo Bay the fourth. And then the fifth set goes to Kibo Bay, the ultimate winner. And shows how strong she is. She just stays with it.
She does, and I think that she knew like her timing was a bit long, but you have to stay calm. You have to work with yourself. And I think that that's one of the advantages that these talented Korean archers have, is they're very, very capable of working with themselves under these adverse situations. So there's a lot of respect for the program.
And all the glitters may be gold. We'll see. Kibo Bay. That great poker face. You rarely see much of an expression one way or the other till the match is over. But happy to survive that showdown with Tan Yating.
I like that word, survive. That is
What it is.
Archery.
Yeah, kind of survival, isn't it?
How to survive. I was telling my coach at the Olympics, this is all you have to do. You don't have to shoot well, you have to survive.
Survive.
That's true.
That was an interesting experience at the Olympics, and I know it was a tough experience. Brady having to shoot against not just you, but also Jake Kaminsky, and your coaches deciding to kind of sit it out.
Yeah.
They weren't in the box for either of those matches.
No, they didn't want to be biased, because and you never know who moves on. And say I moved on and Coach Lee was standing behind me, and then it would be hard to have him stand behind Brady when he had just been. It's just a bad position for everybody. So we thought that was the best way.
And at the time, I was thinking you as athletes had to appreciate that. You, Brady, and Jake.
Yeah, we appreciated it, and I didn't realize how big of a deal that would make. So I didn't realize that that's the first time that had ever happened.
Yeah. And speak of the devil, Brady Ellison.
Found him.
There he is, with Toya Ellison, his wife, in the coach's box. It's all in the family there, so. Brady Ellison facing Wei Chun-heng, the 22-year-old from Chinese Taipei, who just watched his teammate Tan Ting fall by 2 to Kibo Bay of Korea. Now, Wei Chun-heng facing Brady, who was ranked 6th in the world. Wei Chun-heng is 10th. But those rankings don't mean much right now as they step up to that line.
9.
That's what gets you here.
What's that?
The rankings and all the
Oh,
other
yeah.
things like that.
Yep.
Now you got to shoot.
Exactly.
10.
On the line.
All that matters once you get in this stage is here and now.
Good job. Good job.
Nine.
All square.
Brady Ellison.
Yeah, good job. There you go. Good job.
Ensures that he'll do no worse than split the set. And in fact takes the set as Wei Chun-heng drops into the 7 ring and Brady Ellison owns a 2-0 lead in the match. Brady coming in with over 145 victories in his career. Shot a 690 in qualifying in the Olympics. Good for 2nd. Only behind the 700 by Kim Woo-jin.
Yeah, there's some good scores. The thing I noticed about this Olympics as compared to London was, in London, a 680 was good enough to get you 4th. And the top scores may not have been as high as they were in London. The top 2 scores were high, but the middle 2, or the 3 weren't as high. But then the spread down to 680 was 10 places.
There were a lot of guys,
10
yeah.
places. So the depth has gotten deeper in
There's
the
a lot
in the
more
world.
talented archers
Yeah.
shooting high scores.
Yes.
Of course, Brady going on to win the bronze medal, and there'll always be that what if in the back of people's minds. He got to the shoot-off in the semifinals against Kuban Chan, got to shoot first, and unfortunately shot that 8. Had he been able to win that shoot-off and get to the gold medal match, who knows?
Good strong shot.
But I'm sure with Brady, that's all in the past. You forget about that, you move on.
I think so. That's all you can do is move on.
8.
It's okay.
Threw that bow arm up just as he released it.
Trying to save it. No matter how hard you throw that bow arm, it's usually not fast enough.
9.
Although that being said, we're going to see a man in just a few minutes, Chef Vandenberg, who seems to throw it a lot, and
Sometimes it might be fast enough.
sometimes it works. Sometimes that magic works.
I think
There's some
that's
magic.
that's part of his persona, isn't it?
I think so. Toya Ellison, formerly Toya Chernay, great Slovenian archer.
Just like the previous.
And another 7. And it's happening on the 3rd shot of the first 2 sets for Wei Chun-heng. Great opportunity for Brady. Oh, he didn't look happy as he released, but he'd be happy with the result. takes the set by 2.
In favor of Brady Ellison, and now leads 4 set points to 0 over Mr.
Not happy with that shot, though, is he?
No, it doesn't have to be perfect, though. It just has to be good enough.
Well, you're not gonna see better.
You are working in a bottom line business.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
And right now the bottom line looks good for Brady Ellison as he leads it 4-0 after the first 2 sets. Good season for Brady.
Definitely. I think this, maybe not in terms of wins, but in terms of scores, this was probably his best season. If I had to guess, I think he had an average of 680 plus.
I think so, somewhere around there. And of course won a gold medal in Colombia at stage 2 in Medellin. 7th on Concl Beach. Started off the season picking up some points by finishing 17th at stage 1 in China, Shanghai. Did well at the Indoor World Championships in Ankara. Then the bronze medal in Rio.
I know that that medal means a whole lot to Brady Ellison. That bronze medal.
Lifetime of work.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Third
Literally.
games, third Olympics.
Yeah.
It's a long time to be doing this.
Of course, he's been a dominant figure here at the World Cup Finals. He is making his 7th consecutive season-ending appearance here at the World Cup Finals.
Good, strong shot.
2 years ago in Lausanne,
That's an achievement.
won the gold medal, won gold medals in 2010 in Edinburgh, 2011
Yeah, good
in
job.
Istanbul
Just
at
like
the World
that,
Cup
just like
Finals.
that.
And who knows, maybe on his way to another gold medal at the World Cup Finals today.
Could be.
Good, strong shot.
Wei Chun-heng putting up 2 strong shots to start this 3rd set.
9.
It's okay. Okay. Good timing. Good job.
Knotted up at 19. This has been the shot that's been the bugaboo for Wei Chun-heng.
Oh, there we go.
Not that time.
A 10 to tie.
So some pressure on Brady Ellison.
8.
Puts up the 8, so the set goes to Wei Chun-heng.
Wei Chun-heng from Chinese Taipei fighting back with an almost perfect 29 out of 30.
So Brady Ellison hoping to get a clean sweep versus Wei Chun-heng.
Not quite.
Not going to be the case.
Still pretty healthy advantage, though.
Great season for Wei Chun-heng as well. Didn't finish lower than 9th individually at any of the 3 legs on this year's World Cup circuit.
No, he and I actually met twice prior to this event, and we had split the matches. So actually, both the matches went to a shoot-off before this event. So I'm familiar with his work.
Well familiar, yeah. You've seen it up close and personal.
Oh, definitely, 3
Yeah.
times now. No, he's a very talented shooter, and yeah, a lot of respect.
He finished 9th in Medellin at stage 2. He was 6th on Concl Beach and Antalya at stage 3. And of course, in Shanghai, took the bronze medal.
아, 자요. 어,
9.
Good, strong shot.
差一边。41点，有一点1，1.1松。
Yeah, there it is. Good job.
Strong shot considering the fact the breeze kind of kicked up just as he was about to release the shot.
Yeah, I think that wind got a little tricky in the middle. That's why you saw the longer timing, but he held with it and made sure to power through. That's why you get the good result. Oh, you heard his clicker go off already.
9.
Went off early, but he stuck with it again and put it near the middle.
Advantage Ellison, who's trying to close out Wei Chun-heng here in the 4th set.
9.
Good, strong shot.
9 to win. This last arrow's been a little tough for him.
9 to win.
Yeah.
And that'll do it. Brady Ellison will shoot for the top spot here at the World Cup Finals. It's a nice big hug and a kiss from his coach. And
That sounded
How
a
often-
little wrong.
yeah, how often does that happen? Yeah, I mean,
Only when it's your wife.
only when it's your
hopefully.
wife. Yeah, that's right. Girlfriend, wife, whatever, boyfriend, then it's okay. So Brady Ellison doing what he does best at these World Cup finals. As we said, this is the 7th consecutive year he's gone to the World Cup finals. And he has come away with a gold medal 3 of the previous 6 times. Last time 2 years ago in Lausanne, Switzerland, 2014. When he wasn't winning gold medals, he picked up the silver medal in Tokyo in 2012 on a day that was as miserable as this one is beautiful. It was cold and rainy.
Really?
Oh, we were in the park. Beautiful park just like this, and but just dreadful conditions. It was pouring. It was a downpour, and he came away with the silver medal that day, and then in Paris won the bronze medal at Trocadero Gardens. Now, as we watch the kiss in slow motion,
So he's only missed a medal once, huh?
I believe so, if my homework is correct. If
Oh,
I've
I'm
done
sure
my
it is.
homework, yes.
I'm sure that you were
The
diligent.
painstaking homework, yes, that we do here at
The
World
archery homework.
Archery TV, yes.
At the Rio 2016 Olympics. And then he went on to win the
So
individual
Kuban
gold
Chan
at the Rio
out first.
2016 Olympics. That's double
The gold medalist from Rio a month ago.
representing the Republic of
After
Korea.
Kim Woo-jin was upset in the early rounds, Lee Sung-yeon also being eliminated earlier than people thought he might be. It was Kuban Chan who survived and survived a scare in the semifinals.
Yep.
Matched with Brady Ellison that went to a shoot-off. So
One in China.
it could happen again. We could see Kuban Chan and Brady Ellison, but Chef Vandenberg might have something to say about that.
He might. He is a great shooter, forced to be reckoned with, still young. In the next few years, I expect he'll be up there a lot, even more than he already is.
Got Mike Schlosser in the crowd cheering him on. Mike, of course, the gold medalist yesterday in the men's compound.
Here we are with semifinal number 2.
So the Netherlands, strong in compound and recurve. Chef Vandenberg has had a couple of wins over Korean archers. He defeated Kim Woo-jin this morning. Also defeated, I believe it was, I'm trying to remember at the Olympics. Oh gosh. Can't remember if it was Lee Sung-yeon or if it was Kim Woo-jin. No, it wasn't Kim
I
Woo-jin.
think it was Lee Sung-yeon.
Lee Sung-yeon, yeah, had to have been. It was Rio Agatha who defeated Kim Woo-jin.
9.
So Mr. Koo starts off strong. Let's watch the style of Chef Vandenberg.
That one seemed normal.
Yes, didn't have to whip that bow arm to try to
Didn't
keep
have
it in.
to. Things may have gone according to plan there.
Strays up high. So advantage to the Dutchman.
Hoping to join his teammate from yesterday on the podium.
It would be a coup for the Netherlands.
Countryman.
8.
An uncharacteristic set for Kuban Chan and a Korean archer
이게 바람이 오전하고 좀 방이 틀려.
in general, to say the least.
8.
So the chef cooks up a win in the first set. Takes it by 2, and Chef Vandenberg with the advantage.
You have to remember, after the games, I mean, everybody's beat. Most of these people have taken a break. I don't really know how much anybody's training right now. I mean, everyone's prepared for this event, but prior to that, there was definitely some off time to be had for a lot of these people.
Well, the training was so intense for Rio.
Oh, it was. Building up to that.
And it builds up
Hardest.
over a year, doesn't it, Zach? I mean,
Yeah, longer than that, because we had World Championships last year, and then it kind of falls down a little bit, and then you pick back up for the Olympics, and you have a full season ahead of that, and then this next year we'll have another World Championships. It's always a busy 3 years.
and you're always fighting for your life. You're fighting for your spot. You're fighting to
Exactly.
qualify.
Fighting for your paycheck sometimes.
Yeah, that's true.
fighting for your ability to keep doing the sport.
Kuban Chan was asked if he was able to get any rest after the Olympics when he went back home into Korea, and he said, no, the media wouldn't leave me alone.
I'm sure. I'm positive.
He
that is
became an
the case.
overnight sensation.
Yeah.
I'm sure he was well known before that. So Kuban Chan trailing 2-0 after Chef Vandenberg gets out of the gate fast. And takes that 2-0 advantage.
세시적으로
Who in the position of having to come from behind. There you see Ron van der Hoff, the great coach for the Netherlands, who's been guiding this program, which produced Mike Schlosser, the gold medalist yesterday in compound.
S10 좋아.
Kuban Chan. And there you see him whip that arm, and look where it winds up in the 10 ring.
Right in the middle.
How does he do that?
I don't know. I don't have that ability yet.
좋아.
I think it comes naturally to Chef.
I think so. Some people it just does.
딱 그거 너 할 것만 딱 생각하고 있어 지금.
Again, back in the
Yeah.
middle. Chef is entertaining, isn't he?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. And he splits the set with a pair of 10s on the last 2 shots of the set. So he's up 3-1 right now over Kuban Chan. After beating Kim Woo-jin this morning, he's trying to knock off another Korean archer. Let's see, he's already beaten Lee Sung-yeon.
I think it wins the whole team.
Yeah,
I think so.
He's working his way through them one at a time, yeah.
자신 있게.
Although this one's far from being over.
Oh, definitely. A lot of battling left.
A little bit about Chef Vandenberg, ranked 5th in the world. Has lived and trained with Ron van der Hoff. Basically, well, trained with Ron. Hasn't necessarily lived with him. I'm not sure Mrs. van der Hoff would approve of that situation, but they've worked together since 2010, so those two have been a team for about 6 years now. And this year on the World Cup circuit, Chef, of course, won the gold medal in Shanghai to start off with stage 1. Picked up a couple of team medals as well. Well, picked up 1 team medal, silver team medal in Shanghai. And finished just out of the running for a bronze medal in Rio. Got into the bronze medal match and came up just a little bit short against Brady Ellison.
10. 좋아.
Hoping to have some redemption then.
First, though, he's got to get past Kuban Chan.
9.
Lage 9. Buitenlijn.
See the holes on his target, all a little bit low.
9.
'Is
12시.
that quick release you were talking about?
That one was maybe a bit faster than he wanted. Such a balance.
At full draw for a long time.
That time he even had the face to go with the.
So the whole body language.
Definitely.
8.
12시 8.
Makes things interesting right here.
눌러주고.
Chef can go up 5-1 if he can put this one in the 10 ring.
10.
How does he do it?
Viewers can't see right now, but I'm shaking my head.
Hopefully we'll get the replay on that. So
Yeah.
you can once again watch that left arm.
Relive that moment.
Yeah. Chef
No, it's
Vandenberg.
impressive. It really is.
That's a full body sport for Chef.
It is. You know, you see the polar opposites here of Kuban Chan and Chef Vandenberg. And
괜찮아.
Chef is very dynamic. And Ku is very Stoic.
Kind of
is
by the book.
Is the word I'll
Yeah,
use.
stoic, calm, placid.
Chef is very chaotic, but it works.
At some point, I wouldn't be surprised if Chef added a kind of a karate kick and then, you know, a spin.
I think so. I think that's next. I hear rumor that he's been working on incorporating a backflip into his form.
Wouldn't surprise us. We need the wider shot so you could see it, but watch the next time he's shooting and see what he does with that bow arm.
I think that those might be his good shots. I think that that's the
I think
misconception.
that's his normal shot.
Yeah.
That's normal for him.
You see him get into the groove, he does that more and more and more. 10, 10, 10.
So now the Olympic champion back against the wall, down 5-1, can't afford to split, has to win the next 2 sets.
8.
No room for let up against an archer like Kuban Chan. Back in the center, Chef van den Berg only down by 1. But Ku can put it out of reach and doesn't though. Does not. He is at the mercy of Chef van den Berg.
9 to win.
9 to win. 10.
And he has done it. Going back to Rio and through this event, he has now defeated Lee Sun-yun, Kim Woo-jin, and Kuban Chan. He has knocked off the top 3 Korean archers, which is highly interesting. I was talking with Ron Vanderhoff yesterday after the compound archery was completed, and he had said Chef really wasn't sure he could beat a Korean archer until he finally did it, and now he knows. And he said, I'm hoping that will carry him tomorrow, and it has.
Yeah, definitely. There are a few people that can say that they've done that.
Quite a credit to Chef van den Berg as he comes up and knocks off Kuban Chan, the Olympic champion, and does it in resounding fashion. So it will be Chef van den Berg and Brady Ellison in a rematch from the Rio Olympics bronze medal match.
And this time for the gold.
Please welcome the coaches.
The golden trophy.
Golden trophy.
The golden trophy, yes. The golden trophy.
Oh, and a watch.
That's right. Provided courtesy of Longines.
Beautiful, beautiful watch.
We get in the plug for our sponsors, who we are so appreciative of. So back we go to the women. And this will be the Recurve bronze medal, or I should say, the battle for
Trophy.
3rd.
Bronze trophy.
Tan Ting. I always think of this as the match where you're really trying to salvage a week's worth of work.
Yes.
Or maybe a season or a year or a lifetime, whatever it is.
I think that in this match, you're just trying to be the person that doesn't have to lose twice.
Yeah, and go home empty-handed.
Nobody wants to be the person that loses twice.
Nah.
There are plenty of people that go home empty-handed.
This is true.
There's only one person that loses twice.
And that's the person in this match.
Yep, one of them.
The unfortunate soul who doesn't come away with a victory, but we'll find out.
I really think that 4th place is the hardest position for that reason.
So Wu Jiajin taking on Tan Ting. In the battle for 3rd place here at the World Cup Finals. And a chance to get on that podium. Wu Jiajin had that 6-2 win over, or 6-2 loss, I should say, to Jamie's son in the semifinals. Defeated Ksenia Parova 7-3 in the quarterfinals. Kibo Bei knocked off Tan Yating in the semis just a little while ago, and then it was Maya Yeager who fell to Tan Yating this morning in the quarters. Good close-up look at Tan Yating, trying to rebound from her loss to Kibo Bei.
Good start with the 10.
Nine. Nine.
197，右边一点点。
Ten.
漂亮啊！
Interesting to watch how she draws it back, hesitates a little bit,
左下
and then draws it back the rest of the way.
9 or 10 on the line.
United States, under our training, we call that setup. I'm not sure if everyone else does that or calls it the same thing or not. So this would be setup, and now you draw. And that setup position is really important. You see everybody will take a small pause there to let the bow settle and then draw. But after that setup position, the bow doesn't really move very much. It stays in the same spot, and then the drawing arm is the piece that's moving.
Thank you. I was hoping you would explain the thinking
Yeah.
behind all
Yeah.
of that
There you go.
说白了，你就洗
for those of us neophytes.
积累的越多，
So Wu Jiajin splitting that set. Both archers scoring 28 points, although there is a 9 asterisk on that third shot by Tan Yating. And the judges downrange 70 meters, still inspecting the targets.
I believe that arrow was in.
If so,
Yeah, there we go.
so they do change the score.
Is leading 2 set points to 0 over Wu Jiajing from China. Ms. Wu will be shooting
So 2
first
10s and a
on
9 for Tan Yating, only 1 10 for Wu Jiajin, who falls behind 2-0. Tan Yating, the 22-year-old from Chinese Taipei, ranked 2nd in the world. Started shooting back in 2005 before breaking out on the international scene in 2008. 13 World Cup medals since 2010, and this year a silver medal in Shanghai, a bronze medal in Medellin, and a bronze medal in Antalya. The only recurve woman to medal individually at all 3 stages of this year's Archery World Cup Tour, sponsored by Hyundai.
9.
继续保持，稳住，收住。
9.
可以，
Not waiting very long. Quick release by Tan Yating.
放心做动作。
It was a little bit more deliberate.
A little bit more. Deliberate's a good word.
8.
They split again.
Is a tie for that set.
Single point to each of the archers, and Tan Yating will go ahead
Each archer
3-1. When one archer is a little bit faster than the other, can that disrupt the other archer's rhythm a little bit?
It definitely can, but mainly if the other archer is slow. So a quick archer would have an advantage against a slow archer simply because you only have 20 seconds to shoot your arrow.
Right.
So if a slow archer starts at 20 seconds and for some reason they don't get their shot off until maybe 5 seconds, and then the quick archer, say they shoot their entire shot in 5 seconds, 10 seconds, or maybe let's say 7 seconds,
Right.
then that other archer only has a couple seconds to get ready to go again. And that can be really, really stressful. You have to learn how to manage that time, but everyone who's at this event knows how to manage the time at this point. I think almost everyone has been in an individual final, if not everyone at this event. So it's
adjust.
definitely a different game.
You learn to adjust.
Yeah,
I mean, you
yeah.
might be a little bit surprised by that, although everybody's scouts. Everybody's got a
Yeah.
scouting report.
Well,
They know.
the first time is difficult when you're in a finals venue, but after that you are okay. You learn how to manage.
The bells toll. For whom they toll, we do not know. As of the moment, right now, it's a 3-1 lead for Tan Ting as we start this third set. And we begin with a 9 from Wu Jiajin of China.
9.
19了。
稳住，收住，做好自己。
啊，干脆一点就好。后手力量再干脆一点。
The youngest archer
9.
漂亮啊！
in women's recurve here at the World Cup Finals. Pair of 9s to start this third set.
不着急，
Tan Ting can't move ahead.
高一点啊，11半
稳
97
住。，收住自己，做自己的。
8.
Close to catching that line, but
哎呦
appears to be just out. Might bear close inspection by the judges.
8.
And that must have been the wind.
Another
Both of them hitting over there.
这个问题为什么一直没办法解决？
So appears as though they have split that set.
3 arrows.
你的那
And
个
if so,
可能也
the
差
score
一
will
些
go to 4-2. Lead will remain at 2 for
做
Tan
你动作
Ting.
我觉得整个还可以，人家后边风稍微刮点，但自己动作
She's
上还
hoping to
是
come away from her first trip
这
to
时
the
候
World
这时候
Cup
一定不要
Finals
突然间怎么样就要
with one of those
做
trophies,
好自己。
signifying a third place finish. There you see the flag atop the castle here,
干脆一点就好。
behind the targets.
This venue is pretty well protected. There's a lot of trees.
Yeah.
We're in a park, but there are a lot of trees here, and the archers themselves are protected by the media tent that we're sitting in, and then halfway down the target's protected by the stand. So I don't think you get a ton of wind in here, but at the target there's a break in that coverage. So right before the arrows hit, I think that you get a decent amount of wind on them, and that can be enough to blow it out.
How do you,
Blow it out
how
to
do you
the 8.
anticipate and adjust for that?
We have wind flags. Actually, the wind flags on the target aren't really moving. So it can give the deception of looking pretty calm. It's really, you just have to shoot and where your arrow hits, trust it, and make an adjustment based off of that. Most of the time, if you can't see it, neither can your opponent.
Level playing field. 4-2 the score in favor of Tan Ting. Wu Jiajin with a 7
有点提前了，
to start off this all-important fourth
决
set.
定一点，
哎，
9.
前面不要拖太死。
2半97。
Tan Ting with a big advantage right now.
前进，
The breeze picking up again.
8.
What was the word we were talking about before we went on the air?
We were talking about entropy. We were having some equipment malfunctions, and we said, well, entropy applies to all things, such as so for archery.
住收住，
Are we witnessing entropy right now?
It's
9.
yes, I think we are.
A score of only 24 for Wu Jiajin puts her in a vulnerable spot, and Tan Ting finishes her off with a 9. Tan Ting, in her first appearance at the World Cup Finals, will finish third and be on that podium as she was able to dispatch Wu Jiajin by the final score of 6-2.
A great result. And Tan Ting walking home with the third place.
All things considered, though, for the 19-year-old from China, great performance here in Denmark.
Definitely. Her first World Cup as well, correct?
Right.
Or World Cup final as well?
Yes, World Cup final. An accomplishment to get here, and then
Definitely.
even more of an accomplishment to get this deep into the World Cup finals. Get past the quarterfinals, into the semis, and then into these matches to determine the top three in Tan Ting.
It's funny, you come to the World Cup final for recurve, the most arrows you can shoot is 40, what would that be, 48? 48 arrows total.
Total.
For the weekend.
How many did you shoot in Rio, you think?
Oh, I mean, you have practice here as well, but in Rio, you have the qualification, which is 72 arrows, and then you have each of the matches. I bet I shot, maybe 90 for score. But maybe closer to 100. But either way, here you come and you're pre-ranked, and you don't have a whole lot of chances. I shot 9 arrows this tournament.
And you came a long way to do it.
Oh yeah. A whole year and a lot of travel. Come here and
it
only
boils
shoot
down
a few.
to 9 arrows.
Yeah, and that's the game. But it's a very surreal experience to come here and, I mean, only expect to shoot maybe 30 arrows. It's very unique.
A big premium on every one of those arrows.
Definitely.
As Kibo Bay well knows, Kibo Bay into this championship match here in Denmark against her teammate, Jamie Sun, the 20-year-old ranked #1 in the world.
The gold medal match is the only place that it is any fun to meet a teammate. Because you both are guaranteed a medal.
Friendships put aside, loyalties put aside. It's every man or woman for him or herself.
Exactly.
These two have practiced together, they travel together, they celebrate together. It was kind of fun this summer when we were in Antalya and stage 3 was over, everybody was relaxing, and one night I went down to the pool and the Korean team, one of the few times I actually have seen them let their hair down. They were having a great time in the pool, and all of them.
Yeah.
Kibo Bay, Jamie's son, all in the pool, acting like 20-year-olds. But out here, they are tough, proven veterans,
All
tough
business.
competitors, all business. Jamie's son starting off with a 9. Kibo Bay was put to the test in her match with Tan Ting before winning at 6-4. And before that, a 6-2 win over Gwendolina Sartori. Jamie's son defeated Wu Jiajin and Tuyana Dashi Dorjeva to get this far. Just about the same spot. Chance for Kibo Bay to take this first set. Just needs a 9. She's had 2 already.
Ooh.
Barely got it in there. Great group, though.
Definitely. Maybe move it down and left a little bit.
Kibo Bay comes out and takes the 2-0 lead over her teammate, who is 8 years younger, 2 spots ahead of her in the world rankings. Both these young ladies winning a gold medal, teaming up with Chong Hee Jin, who is not here, the gold medalist from Rio. Did not qualify for the World Cup finals, but did win a gold medal in Rio. Those 3 teamed up, won the gold medal in Rio in the team competition, defeating the Russian Federation. Then Kibo Bei lost in the semis. Chemi Sun lost in the quarterfinals. So both would like nothing more than to claim the top spot on the podium here in Denmark. But it will come at the expense of a teammate.
바로 연결 끝까지 강하게 끝까지 좋아 그대로 가자 그대로 조금만 그대로 가라
Took her time, got the 9. Boy, the wind really blowing. Look how that bow is being blown around. In fact, I think she did well to shoot that 8.
I think so.
Trying to go up 4-0 in the match. Kibo Bei.
10 for the set. 9.
The 9. And splits the set and leads 3-1.
And we now sit 3 set points to 1 in favor of Miss Key.
Along with Zach Garrett of the United States, I'm Carl Archey. We hope you're enjoying our live shot-by-shot coverage here on Archery TV of the 2016 Hyundai Archery World Cup Finals. Women's championship match, pitting the 2 Koreans against each other, Chemi Sun and Kibo Bei. Kibo Bei, the Olympic gold medalist from London, bronze medalist from Rio. World champion from Copenhagen last year. Making her 4th appearance at the finals, trying to make it pay off.
The star from Korea will be shooting first on target number 2.
그 상황에 따라 보배야 마찰 짜기 힘들어도 괜찮으니까
8.
Chemi Sun now with 4 8s on her first 7 shots.
바로 연결
Uncharacteristic.
자신 있게 과감하게 자신 있게 와
Very characteristic of Kibo Bei.
Very.
쉽게 자신 있게 쏙까막 아니란 말이야 힘들어도 괜찮아 힘들어도 좋아 좋아
More like it.
Shows some grit, comes back with a 10.
끝까지 과감하게
And really needed that 10. Especially after that shot by Kibo Bei. Chemi Sun had raised the bar, and
9.
Kibo Bei raised the level of her game. Now has an excellent opportunity to forge ahead to a 5-1 lead in the match. Does exactly that. Takes another set.
Shooting really well when it counts.
And we now sit 5 set points to 1 in favor of Kibo Bei.
You know, in archery anymore, I mean, if you're 20 years old, you've had a lot of competition, you've had a lot of experience, but Kibo Bei is 8 years older. How much of a difference does that make, having that many more years under her belt, you think, Zach?
Oh, I think it makes 8 years worth. I mean, I think about the experiences I've had in the last 2 years and how that shaped me as an athlete.
And how much different you are now?
immensely different. So I can't imagine multiply that by 4. And I mean, you don't get the same gain in experience every year you compete, but it all builds on itself. And man, if you're 8 years more experience, and that's a lot. It's a big difference, or it can be.
Last 4 years were interesting between the 2012 Olympics and the Rio Olympics for Kibo Bay. About the middle of that time period, there was a year she was out of action, and she was not competing. She was working on television, Korean television. But I think at that point she may have gotten a little stale.
Maybe.
The Korean coaches knew that. And they needed to light a fire under her, and I think it did.
Still shooting very strong here.
All Kibo Bay needs is a split. And she'll be on top of the podium. Jamie Sun struggling, trying to get back into it. Needing to shoot 10s, settling for 9. And you can hear Kibo Bay's coach talking her through the shot. You can tell they've worked together for
Definitely.
a long, long time.
Yeah, and the coach knows what to say, and trying to keep the archer calm.
So an 8 will give it to Kibo Bay. That's it. It's over. She is the winner. She'll be atop the podium here in Denmark. Kibo Bay has done it again. Another big victory to add to all those huge wins she's had in her career. The two teammates going at it. And on this golden day in Denmark, Kibo Bay comes away with the victory and does it in convincing fashion, 7-1 over Jamie Sun.
Great shooting, ladies. Thank you very much, and we will see you at the award ceremony happening later on this afternoon.
Kibo Bay started off with 3 straight 9s in the opening set. Had a pair of 9s and an 8 in what was probably her weakest set. She dropped, actually she split that one, but wins the next 2 and was just commanding
Welcome the coaches and judge
on center stage this afternoon. Kibo Bay had won the World Cup Finals once before in 2012. She wins it for a second time here in 2016. At the King's Garden in Denmark, Odense, Denmark. Carl Arke along with Zach Garrett as they change the target faces. And we get set for the gentlemen to take center stage here in Denmark. Zach Garrett, you know what it's like to shoot against a teammate. You did it in Rio, had to go against Brady Ellison. Not exactly comfortable, but
No.
you know, we talked about it, we alluded to it, touched on it a little bit before.
Yeah.
Elaborate a little bit more on that. What's that like to have to go and shoot against a teammate?
Well, at the Olympics, it's different because, well, one, you travel all this way and train for 4 years only to shoot against someone you shoot against all the time. So that's tough. But at the Olympics, it was good from a country perspective, it's good. It guarantees that one of your athletes will make it through. From an individual perspective, it's difficult to swallow that you'll have to shoot against somebody who you were on a team with just the day prior.
Right.
Like they're your enemy. I mean, but such as sport here, I mean, meeting in the gold medal match, like I said earlier, is the ideal scenario for two teammates.
Even if it's not ideal for you.
Yeah. Yes.
And I don't think anybody enjoys it. I don't think you didn't enjoy it any more than Brady did, and vice versa.
I don't think so. I don't think the fans really enjoy it all that much either.
No.
Maybe sometimes.
Well, that won't be the case from here on out.
Nope.
As we get set for the match that'll decide who finishes third, it'll be Kuban Chan and Wei Heng. Kuban Chan, the Olympic gold medalist,
9.
who was dropped by Chef Vandenberg 7-1 in the semifinal match just moments ago.
8.
Trying to rebound against Wei Heng, who fell to Brady Ellison 6-2.
9.
Both men working rapidly.
And this is what we were talking about earlier. When you have quick shooters, it can really up the pace of the match.
Bit of a quizzical look on the face of Wei Heng.
Yeah, both archers hit right on their first shot. And then after that second shot from Wei Heng, you saw them both move their sights, and both of them hit left when the wind calmed down. So I think that was a mistake for them to move their sights. But in the moment, it's hard to make great judgment calls. It's easy for us here.
Yeah, 20/20 vision, yeah. 20/20 hindsight, I should say. Yeah.
Exactly, always.
Always. I've never made a mistake using 20/20 hindsight.
No, I'm always positive.
Oh, absolutely.
I will take that back. I am not always positive about what happened. My memory has failed me many times.
With me, no bad moves with 20/20 hindsight. They've all been good moves. So 26-24, the score in that first set, is Kuban Chan looking to rebound from a 7-1 loss to Chef Vandenberg in the semifinals and get to that podium. Puts up a pair of 9s and an 8. And the 7 on the second shot by Wei Heng is his undoing as he drops that set and falls behind 2-0. Wei Heng, 22 years of age. If you're just joining us, he's ranked 10th in the world. Qualified 9th at the Olympics with a score of 679. That goes to what you were talking about a little while ago, Zach, how scores of 680 4 years ago in London, they were few and far between. Now it's become commonplace, 680 to 700.
Yeah, very. In the middle of the pack, too, has gotten a lot deeper. You see at the World Cups, everybody's shooting 660s.
Yeah.
At the top, I think it was in Turkey where the top 100 shot, the cut was a 640 something. It's almost a 9 average. It's unheard of in the World Cup competitions. Usually it's much lower, but it just speaks to all these programs in the country or in the world are just getting better and better and better.
And the equipment's also getting better too.
Equipment gets better.
9.
Equipment can be the difference between maybe 640s and 660s, maybe, but
when you get to that higher level,
it's all the athletes.
8.
바람이 오늘 쏘긴 잘 쐈는데 앞으로 흘렀어.
9.
turning into a breezy day now here in the later afternoon in Odense, Denmark. Smack dab in the middle.
Cannot get much closer to the center than that.
A direct hit by Kuban Chan. Counts every bit as much. That second shot by Wei Heng could be critical depending upon what Kuban Chan does right here. It will be crucial.
이거는 그렇게 나쁘지 않은데.
They've either split or Wei Chun Heng has taken the set. A little bit of an anxious moment for that young man.
And that camera angle, again, great camera angle. You can see that that error is clearly in.
All it has to do is graze that line. Doesn't have to be right on top of the line, just barely nicking the line.
The set points, receiving 1 set point each. Kuban Chan with 3 set points. Wei Chun Heng with 1 set point.
Kuban Chan led it 2-0 after the first set. And it will be either 3-1 or 2-2. Depending upon the judge's call.
And that's official. We are now tied at
Okay, we're tied at 2-2.
And Kuban Chan will be shooting first on target number 1.
So that second shot was a 9 instead of an 8 for Wei Chun Heng, and he takes that set 28-27. We're all tied up at 2 apiece. Shadows starting to grow across the field of play here.
That can play some tricks on you too.
I was going to ask you about that. Yeah, the lighting change.
Lighting can be very difficult. We saw that in Rio in our match against China. Everyone started hitting left as the sun moved more. I think it moved more off
to the
of
west.
target.
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the stadium there at Sambodromo started to cast some shadows.
Yes.
I remember that.
But here the light is still, it's been consistent on the target the whole day and consistent on the athletes as well. So it shouldn't cause any issues, but we'll see.
좋아.
Does not to be appear to be causing any issues for these archers.
9.
10 right here would salt the set away. Instead it's a 9.
괜찮아.
And a chance for Wei Chun Heng to gain a split. All he's got to do is shoot a 10, Zach.
Oh, that's it.
That's it.
Simple.
And he looked down as soon as he released. He knew it wasn't going to end up in the 10 ring.
He was hoping.
Praying.
Some people throw the bow arm, other people just immediately look to the scoreboard. Everybody has their post-shot ritual.
Drop the bow.
Yes. Drop it. Drop the mic.
Drop the
right?
mic. Yeah, it's a walk-off, yeah. It's a drop the bow walk-off, yeah.
We've tried to come up with something to be equivalent, right?
Uh-huh.
Drop the bow, maybe you could drop your arrows. I'm not sure. We've yet to come up with anything that'd be like a mic drop.
Yeah, they're kind of expensive, those things, aren't they?
Yeah, it
Kind of
is.
depend upon those for your living.
Definitely.
Not sure how many of those you want to drop.
Maybe just, I don't know what I could carry around for dropping
Drop
sake.
one arrow. That's
Drop
it.
an arrow.
Drop an arrow.
An arrow.
Yeah. Do the arrow drop.
I
I'm
had
going to remember
someone-
that. I'll hold you to that. You know that.
Aye, great. I had someone ask me to sign and give them an arrow once, and I had to say, man, you know, I'd love to, but
This
it's
thing's
expensive.
They don't exactly grow on trees.
No, not quite. Not quite.
Now, if you'll bring Zach an arrow, he will sign it for you.
Okay. Yeah, you can quote that.
Okay. Some agent I am.
I'm sorry.
Some agent I am.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good start for Wei Chun Heng. And he needs a good start, trailing 4-2 in this match. Good battle going on between the two archers from the Far East.
9.
And again, dropped his eyes after releasing the shot. Not a bad shot, but just not the one he was hoping for.
9.
다시 세미. 대장 중재 지시.
Wants to put as much pressure on Kuban-chan as he possibly can, and it's just out of the 10 ring.
땅 믿고.
He had a good bow throw there.
10 to win.
And an 8 instead, so goes from being in a position where he could have wrapped it up and closed out the match, gotten ready for his appearance on the podium, and instead it's going to go to another set, the 5th set. Wei Chun-heng winning that one by 1 point, 28-27. Good battle going on right here in the match to determine 3rd place here in Denmark at the 2016 Archery World Cup Final.
차분하게 집중하고 다시 한번 하자고.
One more match left to go after this. Brady Ellison, Chef Den Berg waiting in the wings. Right now, at least 3 more arrows to be shot by both of these archers, Kuban-chan and Wei Chun-heng. Wei Chun-heng made his debut just a year ago, medaled at all 3 stages this year on the 2016 circuit. With the Chinese Taipei mixed team, he also took the individual bronze medal at stage 1 in Shanghai. Served notice on what was to come this year. Didn't finish lower than 9th individually at any of the 3 legs on this year's abbreviated circuit.
좋아.
Kuban-chan trying to go for the kill and close this match out. I doubt either one of these gentlemen want to get to a shoot-off.
No, I don't think so.
It may be headed for that, Zach.
It could be. Nobody ever wants to go to a shoot-off.
Ah, go on. They're fun. They're fun.
Uh-uh.
We love them.
Oh, for the crowd, it's
Yeah,
great.
sure.
So are penalty kicks.
Oops. You could see it as soon as he released. His reaction told the story. Kuban-chan has put it out of reach, and he will be on the podium. It's got to be a tough shot for Wei Chun-heng to take.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about this before, but
This is a
that's
unique
a little
situation.
different. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not just the set,
No,
it's the match.
It's the match. That's a hard arrow to shoot.
Kuban-chan, your winner, and he will finish 3rd here at the World Cup Final. What a great year it's been for him. Kuban-chan, the Olympic gold medalist in Rio, and the 3rd place finisher here in Denmark at the World Cup Final. So congratulations to Kuban-chan, and really congratulations as well to Wei Chun-heng for getting into this match and having a great season himself.
Definitely. Did you say that last year was his first year on the circuit?
Yes, it was.
Oh, good for
It's
him.
been a rapid rise.
Definitely so.
He has come on strong. Wei Chun-heng.
I'm sure we'll be seeing more from him in the years to come.
Oh, yeah. Chinese Taipei, really a factor.
Definitely. They're putting out a lot of good athletes now.
And we see it in the men, women.
Yep.
More so in recurve than in compound, but as soon as I say that, I'm sure that we'll see a compound archer from Chinese Taipei
Maybe
become
so.
prominent in the next few years.
Maybe so.
The crowd warming to the occasion. Toya Ellison in the coach's box. Ron Vanderhoff in the coach's box. They've assumed the position as we get set for the recurve. Now they've got a titled as the gold medal match. It is the match for the top spot on the podium. Chef van den Berg from the Netherlands. The man who has knocked off Ku Ban Chan, Kim Woo Jin, and Lee Sung Yun, and has taken them down in the span of about a month now, Zach. The Olympics and here in Denmark.
Once he found out he could, right?
Had to have that confidence. He said it before. His coach, Ron Vanderhoff, right behind him, said Chef wasn't sure that the Koreans could be beaten. And then it happened in Rio, where he defeated Lee Sung Yun. And you can see the results. The confidence has grown and it is built. And he'll need all the confidence he can muster against Brady Ellison of the United States, who's in his 7th consecutive World Cup final and has won a gold medal in 2010 at the World Cup final in Edinburgh, 2011 in Istanbul, and then did it again in 2014 in Lausanne. Bronze medalist in Paris in 2013 and the silver medalist in Tokyo in 2012. Been here, done that.
This is it.
How many medals could he want, right?
A lot. A bunch. A bunch. Almost 150 match wins in his career.
It's a long and prosperous career.
Well, and the thing about it is, you say things like that, and we'll get back to that point right after this set. As Brady Ellison starts off, almost got it in that 10 ring. Chef now over on target 1.
9.
Same spot, other side.
Just outside the 10 ring.
Yeah, good job. Yeah.
On the line for a 10. Throws that arm.
Good, strong shot.
Lands a 9. Brady with the 1-point advantage. Trying to break on top early.
9.
Chef with a chance to split if he can get the 10. Seven, so it is Brady Ellison's set as he wins at 28-25 and leads 2-0 after the first 3 arrows. I want to get back to that point about Brady Ellison, how many wins he's had. The thing about it is he's somehow managed to stay hungry and stay motivated. You look at somebody like Chef van den Berg, who's just kind of getting rolling, getting started. He's hungry.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think there's a great challenge for archers like a Brady Ellison and athletes to maintain that level of excellence and finding ways to motivate themselves.
Once you've been there and done that, really he has. He's been there and done that to just about everything you can think of. It's very tough, very, very hard.
It's part of the whole mental game.
Yeah, I think so.
You know, Michael Jordan used to talk about that in basketball. I mean, how many championships did he win?
Yeah.
And the great athletes like that in every sport have to almost manufacture and find things that keep them going. What is it going to be this year?
Yeah.
It gets me to get out of bed,
have
go
goals,
practice.
right?
Yeah, have goals and do what it takes to achieve those goals.
Goal setting is hugely important in sport and definitely in archery. But yeah, I like what you said there. Actually convincing yourself to do what it takes to achieve those goals can be tough when you've been there and done that so many times.
It still takes work.
Yeah, takes the same amount of work, if not more, every year.
Because here's 21-year-old Chef van den Berg coming after you.
Exactly.
Chef trailing 2-0 after the first set. Of course, he's been down before. Starts off strong with a 10.
Yeah.
As does Brady, or is that out?
I think that one was in. I think it was on the line.
Chef was trailing 2-0 in his opening victory of the day against Kim Woo Jin, and he was able to come back then. So he's got that capability, although that 8 won't help his cause.
9.
On the scoreboard right now, they're all even. Brady Ellison may in fact have a 1-point lead. We don't know and won't until after this next arrow.
Yeah, good job.
And I'm pretty sure that first one was in, but we'll see. We'll see what the judges say.
Okay. It's either a split or the decision will go to Brady Ellison. Chef Vandenberg, though, coming back after shooting an 8, putting up a 10. Chef getting stronger, opened up with a 25 in the first set. Not characteristic of Chef Vandenberg, that 7 that he shot in the first set. He's settling down.
Thank you.
And now anxiously awaiting the decision by the judges as they inspect those targets.
Really close.
Oh, you can see it from that angle. Yeah, we'll see what the judge says.
If you were a judge, what would you say?
In all day.
Like do it.
I would have barely had to look at it, I think. Also, we have the targets. That'll,
The Falco
the target
eye?
stand, yeah.
Yeah.
Falco eye will call it for you.
Senior Bravo, shoot good shot.
Which is what happened yesterday, basically. We saw that on the shoot-off. Marcella Tonioli and
Yes.
Sarah Holt-Sonishin, and Brady Ellison getting a high 5 from Toya Ellison, his wife. And they do change that shot, the first arrow, from a 9 to a 10. So Brady takes the second set, 29-28. And here, in this all-important final to determine the champion in 2016 of the World Cup Finals, Brady Ellison with a commanding 4-0 lead already.
And this third set is so important because obviously if Brady wins the set, then he wins the match. But if Chef wins the set, then that's kind of a change in momentum.
Swings the momentum, which is exactly what Chef is hoping to do and Brady is hoping to avoid. Great shot.
Just stop. Take your time.
Prima.
9.
9, linkshout, meeballen.
10 right here would tie up this third set.
9.
Instead, the advantage is held by Chef Vandenberg, who can sew up the set and make sure it goes to a fourth set. Needs a 10. Got a 10. Going to a fourth set.
Here's that momentum shift that we were talking about. It doesn't always guarantee a win, but
Yeah, good shot.
Strong shot by Brady to finish it off, but it's too little too late. Chef Vandenberg will take the set 29-28, and the lead changes to 4-2. I think to your point, Zach, it's about not letting off the gas pedal.
yeah. And now Brady has another chance before things get really intense. I mean, he still has a good lead, but you have to make this next set count if you're in Brady's shoes. Otherwise, all of a sudden you've gone from having a 4-point lead to everything's even, and that feels a lot different.
Now we're fighting for our life.
Yeah, even if you are just 1 point away, or 1 set away.
And you know, on the other hand, for Chef Vandenberg, if you look at it from his standpoint, now I got momentum. Now
Exactly.
I'm rolling. Now things
Yep.
feeling good. Physically, psychologically. Chef Vandenberg. Pair of 10s and a 9. 2 9s and a 10 for Brady in that set. The first set was decided by 3 points in favor of Brady Ellison. The next 2 sets decided by a single point. 1 in favor of Brady Ellison, 1 in favor of Chef Vandenberg.
All right, let's do it.
Nou jong. Zet hem ertussen. Sterk schot. Laat maar zien.
And there's Julie Nichols, Brady's mom.
Prima schot hoor.
Tough on the parents, I'll tell you what. It is tough on us parents watching our kids. I don't care how many times.
Yeah, good job. There it is. Good job.
The equalizer.
Zet hem ertussen. Sterk schot.
That's it.
Goed schot hoor.
9.
Prima 9.
Good, strong.
9 half laag.
Maybe the opening that Brady was looking for. Let's see if he'll take advantage.
Five.
Oops,
Okay, don't worry. Just
not
okay.
Sterk schot.
hardly.
Zet hem ertussen.
Nine.
Throws that bow arm out there, but nails down the set.
Laten.
And we are going to go to a 5th set.
Yeah, good shot.
9.
So that second shot was the one that got away.
Yeah, and that happens.
Interesting. It's fine.
No matter how many times you shoot a bow, you will always have every once in a while just some shot that goes out.
Speculate on that shot, would you?
On that shot, it seemed like he sat right on the edge of his clicker, and it didn't. I'm not positive if the clicker went off. I think it went off, but I think that he just kind of pulled through it, and then the shot collapsed a little bit, and the arrow goes to the right. It's small differences at the archer. Make big differences on the impact.
So a shocking 5 on the second shot by Brady Ellison here in the 4th set.
Adds a little bit of drama to the match.
A little more drama, a little bit more suspense.
Just do it.
If these two should split this next set.
And you can see there how his hand kind of came away from his face, and his hands opened up just like he wasn't expecting it to go off right then. It wasn't a natural shot.
Deviated, yeah.
Yep.
Brady Ellison shooting first.
And that's okay.
They gave it up to Chef Vandenberg. He was down 4-0. Never gave up.
Oh, kept battling back.
And as a result, it's all evens. Brady Ellison starts off with an 8.
Ertussen. Sterk schot. Laat maar zien.
And good archers can do that. Good archers will battle back from big deficits.
Chef Vandenberg coming on strong now. The Dutchman, 21 years of age. Missed out on a bronze medal as he lost to Brady Ellison in Rio. Brady trying to battle back right now, though.
One more like that.
Had to have that 10. Chef with another 10.
And Brady hopes to get a 10 here.
And even that doesn't guarantee
Yeah.
the 10.
But you have to hope if you're Brady Ellison.
You have to. If you're Brady and you're Toya. But Chef Vandenberg going for the kill right here. Trying to win the World Cup final. It's an 8, though.
I'm not sure.
Or is it?
I think that's a 9.
If it's a 9, then Chef Vandenberg is your winner.
If it's an 8, shoot off. The dreaded shoot off. Oh, that's
I'm
the
not so
closest
sure.
one. That one could be an 8. That's the closest one we've seen.
Is it even grazing, nicking
It's
the black
so
part of that
close.
line?
That'll come down to the judge's decision. And now we're all anxiously awaiting.
These two went at it in Rio. There's Toya. She's got the binoculars. She's trying to see where that arrow landed.
I don't care how far she zooms in on that scope, she will not be able to see.
So now it's in the hands of the guys in green, the judges, who've got to look at that. What a tough line call that is.
Ooh, man, that is so close.
And we are going to a shoot-off. We are going to a shoot-off. It was an 8. How about that?
Man.
Are you not entertained?
No, I'm entertained, but only because I'm not shooting.
Oh, boy. The heart stopped beating for just a second there for Brady Ellison, Toya Ellison, and I think maybe even for Chef Van Den Berg and
sure.
Ron Vanderhoff.
A whole swing of emotions.
Wow, and now you've got to refocus.
Get ready for the shoot-off.
So a shoot-off to determine the winner of the World Cup final.
And for the shoot-off, what we're looking for as an athlete is just, I'm going to get up there and commit to the shot, make it quick, confident. I'm not going to aim too much, try to put it in the middle.
Don't
just have
think
to,
through it too much.
Yeah, if you overanalyze it, you're going to have more issues. Just got to trust it and do the same thing.
Brady was in this situation in his semifinal match in Rio, and look at the reaction by Chef Van Den Berg. So close, and yet so far. Of course, close only counts in horseshoes, hand grenades, and what's the third thing?
I don't know.
Halitosis, I think, was the third one. Yeah.
Enough.
Yeah. Time for the shoot-off. You know it, you love it, you can't live without it. Here it is.
The dreaded shoot-off. Isn't this how every gold medal match should go, though?
It should. It should. It absolutely should. We're getting our money's worth. A little bonus coverage here on Archery TV. The final shots of the 2016 outdoor season. The door is wide open for Chef Van Den Berg.
See how he handles the pressure. It's always harder to shoot second for the shoot-off.
Going for the win. No! Brady Ellison will win his 4th World Cup final. Brady Ellison.
That's why it's always harder to shoot second.
Wow. What a battle between Chef Van Den Berg and Brady Ellison. He goes from what would have been the agony of defeat to the thrill of victory right there.
Quick swing of emotions.
He won it in 2010 in Edinburgh. He won it in 2011 in Istanbul. He won the gold in 2014 in Lausanne. And now he wins here in Denmark. He's been here 7 years in a row at the World Cup finals and has come away with the top prize 4 occasions. Brady Ellison of the United States. 6-5, the winner in a shoot-off. And what a way to end the season. In this iconic setting in Denmark, in front of a great, enthusiastic crowd, which has really been appreciative of what they've been witnessing here throughout the entire weekend. There will be better days for Chef Van Den Berg, but there's not much that feels better than that right there. So it is all over. And Brady Ellison did not get the rematch with Kuban Chand. He did get the rematch with Chef Van Den Berg.
Came out on top again.
Yep. Those two hooked up in Rio. Brady came away with a win there. Took the bronze medal away from Chef Van Den Berg on that day. Chef, though, will go home with a nice trophy and be on the podium with Brady Ellison. And you know, the thing, I've got to say this, I've noticed, and I've broadcast a lot of sports, and I've always thought sportsmanship, you know, you see, so I think the athletes themselves are far greater sports than many times the fans of those sports.
I think so.
And I've seen that, and I've noticed that down through the years in archery, and it was evident again right there. What a devastating moment that had to have been for Chef Vandenberg, but right away he was over to congratulate Brady Ellison and take the obligatory picture. And his heart, I'm sure, sinks after a shot like that, but the athletes in archery, you know, I just think handle it so gracefully, do it so well.
I think so. I think that it's
losing
unique
sucks.
in that
Let's
regard.
be honest
Losing
about
is
it.
terrible.
Yeah. It's no fun.
No.
But given the choice, I'll take winning.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, the victory ceremony.
So now the victory ceremony here at the King's Garden. The pomp, the circumstance, as we bring our season to a close. What a great year it has been. Can't think of a better way to end it.
No.
The checks and trophies will be presented by Ma Young-sam, Korean ambassador in Denmark.
Rolf Lind, Archery Denmark president,
Gifts will be presented by
along with the
Rolf
Korean
Lind,
ambassador
Archery
in Denmark,
president.
presenting the trophies and the copies of the compilation collection of stories by Hans Christian Andersen,
Manager of Denmark.
being presented to the three women who survived all those
In third
battles
place, representing
and were able to come away
Tan Showdown.
with trophies and a spot on the podium. Tan Ting, congratulations to the 22-year-old from Chinese Taipei, ranked second in the world, finishes third. She was fifth in Rio at the Olympic Games, missed out on a medal there, but comes away with a nice check for her third place finish and caps off a year that saw her medal at all three stages of the 2016 Hyundai Archery World Cup Tour. And medals, or I should say wins a trophy in her first trip to the World Cup Finals here in Denmark. Only 22 years old, Tan Ting would appear to be a fixture for years to come here on the World Cup circuit. You never know, circumstances can change. Life has a way of playing into it.
Right now, it would appear that she's pretty solidly there.
For a long time to come, as is Chae Sun of Korea. Chae Sun, #1 in the world in the rankings. She was on top of the podium a year ago in Mexico City. Here, she finishes second. What a great year for Chae Sun. Finished 8th in Rio at the Olympics. And at the two events she attended on the World Cup circuit this year was unbeaten team, mixed team, or individual competition, Medellin and Antalya. But today, spotlight belongs to Ki Bo-bae, her Korean teammate, ranked 3rd in the world, the bronze medalist from Rio, now the winner of the World Cup Finals. What a great year for her. I think a bronze medal at the Olympics and then a very nice trophy like that at the World Cup Finals constitutes a very good year for Ki Bo-bae.
I think so.
Who's still going strong at the age of 28. Sounds young, but in archery years, it's kind of like dog years, isn't it?
Maybe a little. Maybe a little. It's funny, you see cases of people going forever. And then you see other people who have to duck out around 30.
You look at a Rio Wild who's still shooting at the age of 42.
Yeah.
And still medaling
Yes.
and still doing well at events like this and world championships. Hopefully Kibo Bay will continue to shoot for years to come. And now the national anthem of Korea. The reigning world champion who won the gold medal in Copenhagen last year here in Denmark makes her 4th appearance at the World Cup Finals here in Denmark and wins for the 2nd time. The last time was in 2012, so it had been 4 years since she was atop the podium, the World Cup Finals. But there's Kibo Bay once again. Kibo Bay number 1. Jamie's son number 2, and Tanya Ting finishing 3rd. Wu Jiajin. I'm going to mention her name. You know, we talked about that before. Finishing 4th is probably the toughest thing of all.
Yeah, but she definitely deserves a mention.
Yep.
Yep. Doesn't get to get on the podium. It's an unfortunate spot to be in, but definitely deserves it. Deserves to be here. And shot very well all day.
And all year. Wu Jiajin,
yes.
Congratulations to the 19-year-old from China. Though she wasn't on the podium, she did finish 4th. And deserves our respect as well. Top 3 females in recurve, all from the Far East. It'll be interesting to see. The rest of the world can catch up at some point, and we'll start to see a little bit more parity, I guess, maybe the word.
Yeah. Ideally, it's better for the sport to have many countries shooting very well, and it'll come.
The Tanya Tings, Kibo Bays, Chamie Sons, Chonghae Jins of the world, raising the bar, raising the gold standard for the rest of the world to shoot at. Somewhere, somebody out there will emerge, I'm sure, down the road. Although, as you said, Zach, the Korean pipeline keeps turning out more. It's almost as though it's an assembly line.
Well, it's a consistent program, and I think that that's what's lacking in a lot of other countries' programs is a consistent feed into the developmental stages. And if you have a consistent feed into the developmental stages and a way to retain those athletes once they're 18 and out of high school, then you have a consistent high performance program. But without that, you only have scattered people who are really talented, and that does not make a talented program. It just makes few talented athletes.
And I think you touched on something important. Once you get to that age and stage,
yeah,
I mean, there are choices for those people to be made.
Yeah, like you said earlier, life.
Going to university or starting a family or other things.
Yeah, life happens, like you said. I mean, for all sorts of circumstances, one cannot be an athlete forever, and sometimes people retire before they get to the top just because they have to.
Right. May not be their choice or their preference or their number one choice, but you know, Brady Ellison, very fortunate that he's had the success he's had, and that's allowed him to stay in the sport and excel as he has. Dr. Erdner, World Archery President and IOC Vice President, on hand here in Denmark. the Mayor of Sports and Urban Development here in Odense, Denmark. Also on hand for the presentation of the trophies and the checks.
Representing the Republic of Korea.
Trophies are nice, checks.
Checks are very nice.
Very nice. I won't say better, but very nice.
Very nice.
Very nice, yes.
You can, a trophy is a trophy and you can put it on your shelf. A check is possibilities.
Yes, yes. Check pays the light bill.
Yes.
Puts gas in the car, food on the table. Maybe buys a plane ticket to the next tournament.
Say a bow in your hand.
And a bow in your hand and some more arrows.
Yeah.
As long as you're not signing them and giving them away. Kuban Chan finishing third today. Great year for Kuban Chan, the Olympic gold medalist, and the third place finisher here in Denmark, Jeff Vandenberg, who missed out on a medal in Rio, does not miss out here in Odense. And nearly came away with the top prize. But can claim that he has defeated the three top Korean men, Kuban Chan, Kim Woo-jin, and Lee Sung-yeon.
I think that's a prize in itself, isn't it?
I think so. Bragging rights.
Probably not the prize he wanted, though.
No. When he's at the bar tonight. And I think Brady Ellison.
Hopefully everyone will dig into these checks a little bit this evening, right?
Yes. Drinks all around, right?
Yes.
Yes. Congratulations to Brady. His first place finish at a World Cup final, all in the last 7 years. And when he gets to the finals, he usually doesn't go home empty-handed, and he certainly isn't today.
No, he's going home heavy-handed.
Heavy-handed. And now here's the Longines prize for precision as well. A little bit of a balancing act, but one I think everybody'd like to try. A great day for that young man, one of many in his career. Maybe the greatest year of his career, considering the fact that he did win that bronze medal in Rio.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm round of applause to our athletes.
Ellison, Vandenberg, and Kuban Chan on the podium here in Denmark as we close out the 2016 outdoor season. Indoor season right around the corner. Although I think everybody needs to take a little bit of a break, Zach.
Yeah, I think that's important. Few of these people will be heading to the field championships, though.
In Dublin, yes.
Yep.
Brady, I know, is going with Toya.
Yes. No rest, right?
No rest at all. They're going to the field championships, and then Toya and Brady taking a little bit of a vacation trip to Slovenia. Brady going to go see the in-laws.
I think so.
Always a wise move.
Yes. And then I think that they're going to Nîmes right after that. So it's Busy life.
Yeah. Gotta make hay while the sun is shining, I guess.
Yes.
Sun was shining today on Brady and Toya Ellison, as well as the rest of our medalists or trophy winners, those who reached the podium.
And once again, ladies and gentlemen, we will have one more award ceremony coming up in just a few moments for the Longines Prize for Precision.
And don't go away, because the Longines Prize for Precision about to be presented. Getting back to that indoor season, Marrakesh. There's also, is it Singapore? Trying to remember all the
Marrakesh,
stops.
Bangkok.
Bangkok, that's right,
Yeah.
Bangkok.
Bangkok, Marrakesh, and Nîmes.
Nîmes. And of course,
And
hello.
Vegas.
Vegas, yes. We'll all convene in Vegas in February
Yes.
again.
Get some gambling.
Yeah. Some good seafood there.
Yes.
South Point. Got to go to the oyster bar there.
Oh yeah.
That's
I
my
haven't.
spot.
I haven't been.
Oh yeah.
Actually, I last year stayed at the Grand View and really enjoyed that.
Okay. Chance to relive some of the great moments here in Odense, Denmark. The good,
Ladies and gentlemen, just in a few moments, we will begin
some of the not so good,
our Prize for Precision ceremony.
some of the outstanding, most of it outstanding.
More seconds.
High-level performances. And the stars came out. No question about that. So did the fans. You can see them. Great support here in Denmark. You know, they put on the World Championship in Copenhagen a year ago, which is a major undertaking.
Oh yeah, it was the biggest world championship of all time. Outdoor world championship.
Yeah,
That is.
it was enormous and well supported, well attended.
Yeah. So they were more than ready for this.
I had talked to some of the people, though. They said, you know, after the World Championships, we thought maybe we'll take a little bit of a break. But when presented with the opportunity to host the World Cup Finals, they stepped up. And the archery community in Denmark,
Rose to the occasion, I
yes,
think.
they really
Did a great job. Short time I've been here. I've really enjoyed it.
It is a wonderful city, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, just good city to go out at night, during the day.
And gentlemen,
Just go strolling
the victory
around, find a
ceremony
nice
for the
bistro,
Longines
nice little
Prize
restaurant or
for
bar.
Precision.
Park yourself down. I was able to enjoy a great meal last night at a restaurant with a nice trio that was playing Great American Songbook. Just about every song in the book.
One thing I do really like about Europe, there are a lot of things I like, but one of the things I like about Europe is that the meals are never meant to be short. It's it's an event. It
It's
is
an event.
drawn out.
Yes. Yes.
That's really nice. It's fun to just sit there for a while.
You and I as Americans, we've got to slow down.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want the check and it's nowhere to be found.
Right. Oh, yeah. Can't
I
find the
really
waiter.
think that people get legitimately offended when you ask for it early, though. It's like, is the atmosphere not good? Why do you want to leave?
Right. Stick around.
Yeah,
Enjoy yourself.
Why are you leaving so soon?
All right, tonight we'll do that. Tanya Ting, the winner of the Longines Prize for Precision.
She's been precise all year long.
Boy, has she. I think she's been practicing.
I don't know.
I don't know. Just a guess, just a hunch.
Maybe a little.
Yeah. A couple of arrows now and then.
Every now and then.
Every
yes.
now and then. Yeah. Like every day.
Or
almost every day, yeah.
Perhaps. Beautiful timepiece.
The thing we've got to work out in archery is we've got to figure out how we can. I know that, although I think that's a great part of the sport, that whole walking thing.
Oh yeah.
Going and getting your arrows.
It's not good for TV in the slightest.
No, it's not.
No, I
It's
think
not.
that's a problem.
And we've solved it here for these events
Yes.
that we bring you on Archery TV, but
Got to figure out how to do it for the qualification.
you could shoot twice as many arrows if you didn't have to walk all the way down there
Can
and
you
get
imagine?
those arrows.
Oh, in San Diego, we have a concrete floor in our indoor facility, so
Uh-huh.
for a while we all had scooters that will That cuts down the retrieval time, makes you so much more efficient.
Get a little segue.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Segway would be good.
Segway would be great.
The hoverboard.
I think Brady can afford it now.
I think so. At least can afford to buy us all drinks.
Yeah. So congratulations to Brady Ellison, Tanya Ting. What a haul for these two today. How are they going to get through customs with all that stuff?
They will have overweight bag fees.
Yes, they will.
Hey, but they can pay them.
Yes, they can pay them. They will have to declare. So unless I'm mistaken, I think we've handed out everything that's
I think that's
been meant to be handed out. Our thanks to all of our great sponsors, not just today, but throughout the entire 2016 Archery World Cup season. We congratulate all who medaled, all who came and competed throughout the season, indoors, outdoors. On behalf of World Archery and our entire crew from Hit the Roof Productions, I'm Carl Arkey. On behalf of Zach Garrett, my friend from the United States, we say thank you for your time this time till next time. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night from Denmark in the 2016 Hyundai World Cup Finals. Have a great winter, everybody.
And ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for joining us for the 2016 Hyundai